Hello, Team Goochland. On behalf of the Board of Supervisors, I'm John Budesky, County Administrator. I wanted to follow up with you and share some updates on where we are moving forward with our transitional planning for reopening to serve our citizens. But first, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for all of your efforts, understanding, patience during this critical time and uncertainty for all of us. And so I want to reassure you, each and every one of you, that as we move forward, the safety of our employees remains one of our top priorities as we look at any transitional planning and reopening to the public. And so to that end, I did want to share some information with you today as it relates to the very first phase of our reopening. As you may be aware, the governor has reopened areas of the Commonwealth with certain restrictions as of today. We will be opening some of our outdoor park amenities for our public and increasing some participation and opportunities in the parks. For us, on Monday, May 18th, we will move into what we consider our phase one. Phase one for most of us will not feel too dissimilar. The buildings will still be closed to the public. The big change for us is that we will be allowing by appointment citizens to come into the building, escorted to and from those appointments with different departments throughout the county facilities. We are encouraging the public to continue the drop-off and pickup services, and we'll be encouraging the public to call ahead and schedule those appointments ahead of time, and hopefully minimize even the traffic during phase one in the building. I do know there's some anxiety and uncertainty that folks have with us opening the buildings during this first phase. And we are trying to be deliberate to make sure that we understand and we learn from each of our actions that we are taking with our public engagement. In phase one, we will be adding additional safety and security measures to help protect our employees. We will be providing each department a sanitization kit with extra masks, gloves, cleaning supplies. You will also start to see other improvements in the buildings. There will be signage at our entrances and throughout our building. There will be markings at certain departments that have longer customer service lines to sustain queuing for social distancing. There are requirements that we're still asking folks to consider as they enter into phase one for both our employees and our public that comes into the building. We want to make sure that we maintain social distancing. We are going to encourage mask utilization, and we will provide masks both for our employees and for the citizens that come in. They are encouraged. They are not a requirement at this time, but we are encouraging folks to wear those masks. There will be an opportunity to have meetings again, all escorted to and from the meeting sites with 10 or less individuals. We're still working towards that cap of 10 individuals in phase one. I do want to make sure that all of our employees know that we're here to work with you. If you have concerns as we open up these opportunities for the public to come in, please share them with your department head. We're talking regularly, learning from one another, and doing our very best to try to implement some measures that protect our employees. You will be receiving some additional information from HR and different guidance as it relates to any impacts that you may personally have as it relates to COVID. You will also get some information on leave should it be needed under these times. Supervisors should be working with our employees. Under phase one, just as we have done to date as we've begun this emergency, teleworking will still be an option for our employees if the supervisor deems it appropriate within the individual departments, agencies, and constitutional offices. They'll be managing that individually. We are looking to try to support our employees to the best of our abilities and yet still accomplish the work that we're required to do on behalf of our citizens. We do want to make sure that not only are we going to encourage the public not to come into the building if they're symptomatic in any way, but we also want our employees to do the same. If you have any concerns and those kinds of things, we're encouraging supervisors to work with all of our employees, and we all should have some great understanding and patience as we move forward in phase one. Questions come up to me is, how long is phase one going to be? So if we're starting on May 18th, when will it end? Right now, we're generally following the guidance of the governor's office. He has mentioned anything from 2 to 4 weeks per his phase, with an average of 3 weeks. So as soon as we have more information, we will get back to you on when we will move into what will be phase 2, and more detail and information will be coming out to all of our employees in phase 2 as it gets a little bit closer. Phase 2, we will see a little bit more opening of the doors of the building, and more practices in place and more security measures even in place to make sure we continue to protect our employees. And so from really the bottom of my heart, I am very proud of this collective team, the patience our employees have exhibited, the work that we've done with our public safety providers, the public schools and our agencies, and just can't be more proud of all of you during this time. I know there are some folks that have been more on the front lines, our public safety providers, our building officials, our court staffs, our constitutional offices have been stepping up and engaging more with the public. Thank you. We know that there are extra risks involved with that work, but to each of you and to all of our employees and agencies, just thank you. Please know we're here to support you as we move forward. And if there's anything we can do, please let my office, HR, or your supervisor know, and we will continue to provide necessary support. We've learned from you. We will continue to make things better, and we just want to continue to make sure everyone's safe and healthy so you can go back home to your number one priority is your families and friends. Thanks, everybody, and stay safe. We'll be back in touch with more information on phase 2.